Good evening. This is Jared with Veteran Database, and today we're going to do a quick rundown of our website and how it's structured. So here at the top, the header, here we have the different links for the different pages areas. We have login, which is going to take you to the actual application where you log in. That is going to be where you manage your content. Under register, that's obviously the registration portal. Our roadmap. This is very interesting. I'm going to do a separate video on the roadmap itself, but this is where all of our feature requests are submitted, and we use that to communicate with the public um, what features we're developing. Then we have the veteran status. So we currently don't have access to an automated system. So we have this Microsoft form done through our SharePoint system. This is where you can input your information, and therefore, and you can also upload your documents like your DD-214 to verify your status. I'll do a separate video on this as well. Here we have our server status. So all of our applications are plugged into this system for uptime tracking, and you can see exactly what is happening. Here's our API, our application, our docs website for documentation, our roadmap, our support system, and our primary website. All of this went live around March 25. So this is the tracking since that time. Basically, if it's green, it's good. If it's red, it's bad. And then there's a couple of in-betweens in here as well. Overall, though, we're doing pretty awesome. Then we dive into the actual meat and potatoes of the website. So we have a business directory. This is where we'll find the veteran businesses that have chosen to list their content, list their business on our website. Think of this as a veteran Yelp, so to speak. Kind of like Google My Business has a profile, Yelp. There's a lot of other directories out there, Angie's List type of thing. That's basically what this is. It's a standard directory. So it's going to help you in terms of SEO just by putting your link on our website. That helps. It's very incremental, but it does help as things progress. We're also adding more stuff that's going to actually help you get more visibility for every item that you have, every business that you have listed here. So quick note, if you upload a logo, it will show. If not, then our logo will show. We thought that would be a little more useful than just hiding all of the content. So as you can see here, not many people have uploaded a logo in our new platform. Most of these guys were here before. Once you get logged in, you're going to have to upload logos again. That is something that we were unable to accurately migrate. So that information or those files, we weren't able to accurately migrate them for everyone. And that is because we actually have a new storage system for our images. So now everything is done in a cloud storage system for all imagery. Also, all of your logos and cover items are located in a storage system, which if you were to open image in new tab, you will see uploads.veterandb.com. This is where our images are located. So now for each business, you click on one. I'll just click this one because it has a logo. So like Facebook, there is a cover image here. We're going to go back and look at ways of beautifying this aspect a little bit better, but this is the default cover image, just like the logos. If you don't upload a logo, then we plug in one for you. This is what a cover image will look like if you don't upload one. And then we have the magnetic marketing here. We have their logo. This definitely is not aligning well with our page. So that's something we're going to have to look at as well. You have the name down here in this section. You'll also have the social media icons go here. And then below that, you have the actual content location. So these guys are located in Wilmington, their email, phone number, website. And then that dives into the description. We did have services here, but when we migrated to the new system, well, we did have services and NICS codes and a gallery of images. So there was a lot more information here. Since we migrated, there's been some hiccups with not migrating the content, more along the lines of how do we make sure that we track accurately the listing of services or the NAICS codes. And so that's going to take a bit for us to figure that out, because essentially we're going to have to take all, I don't know, like 20,000 NAICS codes and put them in our database to make that effective. On top of that, if you have multiple NAICS codes, then we have to figure out how to capture that correctly. In the database, it works fine. It's just in our application, we have to figure out how to visually do that correctly. And so until those aspects are completed and redone, we've removed them from the website so it doesn't show up weird. But so for now, there is a description. It's prominently beautiful there. And essentially every page works the same. The next section here is the veteran directories. So these are other directory systems. Since veteran database is not just a directory, it's a directory and then some. We've decided to include veteran directories. So these are other directories that we've come across. I've added them under my account so that I can manage them. But if and when these other directories come in here to actually claim their account, which I'd have to manually move that, but if they actually decide they want to manage their content, then I would be glad to hand it over, like these guys. VOBN. I've spoken to the owner. He's a nice guy. Probably about 75 right now, but he's a nice guy. So if he decided he wanted to come in here and manage this, no problem. I'll transfer it to him very easily. But there are a lot of directories. Most of them are business directories, but there's a lot of them. And there's not really been a consolidation of where all these directories. And so that's what we've initiated here by including this. And so it's pretty exciting. I've emailed every one of them asking them to take over their page. They didn't respond. So I don't know how long it's going to be maintained by me, but we will find out. Next item on the list is nonprofit organizations. So I know there's like the number that we all throw out, there's like 50,000 veteran nonprofits. So I'm kind of hoping we get something happening here that's actually useful. But this is the listings for nonprofit organizations. We do have a few in here. Actually, I need to talk to this guy for this one because I think that might be closer to a directory than a nonprofit. But if it is tagged as a nonprofit and it is a directory, then technically it qualifies for both. So we'll have to figure that out. But I definitely made sure my buddy's nonprofit is here, Geese for GIs. Still have to update the content, but definitely excited to plug Brian out there. Awesome dude. Then we have the podcast section. So these are podcasts where veterans are the hosts. So Battle Buddy podcast, I was actually on that one. He's a pretty good dude. So there you go. You can see that there. There's the social media links. The full list of social media links can be found inside the application as well. Might be a good idea for me to put that on the docs, but I haven't yet. Something while we're here, something on the horizon for me is to standardize phone numbers. That's kind of an annoying thing to have multiple formats, which we currently do right now. Or people basically can input whatever format they want, and I'm trying to prevent that. So that's something on my to-do list behind the scenes. So that should be pretty exciting to add standardization to stuff like that as we move forward. But nonetheless, this is basically the premise here. So once they go back and add a description, it'll show up under here. So that's pretty cool. All right, so that's all the primary content areas. Then we have an about page. It's fairly basic. Cool. We have an advertise page. I haven't defined what advertising options are available right now, so kind of an irrelevant factor to some degree. Press and media. We'll see where that takes us. Let's see. All right. So that's everything here on the actual website itself. So a lot of times you guys will see me asking for feedback, and this is exactly why. Here's a perfect example. Okay. You ready for this? Podcast. Boom. Where's the episodes? Where are the platforms that I can listen to this on? Where are the RSS feeds that I can pick up? Where's all of this information? Well, it's not here. The reason it's not here is because we haven't added it. And the reason we haven't added it is because we just rebuilt everything. I keep saying we a lot. I rebuilt this entire ecosystem by hand from the ground up. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's a lot of work. It's a lot more work for upkeep, but long term, it's a lot better for us. But something like that is a pretty big deal. So we need to figure out a way to do that, right? And just taking into consideration podcasting platforms, how are we going to do that? Are we going to essentially import your episode content into this podcast page? Are we just going to have some, embed script that lists out all of your different episodes in some like embedded player? There's a lot of different decisions that have to go into place into something like that, and it's no small undertaking for sure. So the reason why I ask for feedback is because I want to know what you guys want. And so far, no one's even asked for this. No one's asked for me to set up some sort of player thing or an episode listing or anything remotely close to that. So because no one's asked for it, it's not going to get prioritized. I still know it needs to be done because there needs to be something more. I understand that. I don't know what that more is. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be something. And until it gets prioritized, which is what the roadmap is for, nothing's going to happen. So that's a big, big thing that needs to be understood and realized. And you can see right now we have 102 people, but most of them have not updated their content. So at a minimum, 102 should result in the rest of these totaling up to 102 or more. That's not the case. So once things get rolling, people start updating their content, a lot more things are going to happen for the better of everybody. So that is our quick review here of Veteran Database. I hope you guys check it out. Hope you guys sign up and register. And I hope you guys check out the rest of our videos. Thanks.